I don't understand why M and K are the absolute way to play FPS, but they somehow need to complain about the aim assist on console. Why? I mean, I think a lot of people just like who play M and K like the raw aspect of it, where, you know, it's like, it's pure player input versus player input, which you could still argue the same thing if it's aim assist versus aim assist too. But it's kind of like if you ever played a racing game with like assists on, where you could see the racing line and you could see all of the things. If everybody has it, then technically it's fair, but... And there's other arguments you can make about it too. I think at like the highest level, you probably do have more of an advantage with the mouse, but you have to be so god tier to be at that state. Like, I am trash compared to the high level mouse players. But I'm still like pretty good at like overall, usually in the games that I play, especially to like the average player usually.
They're coming this way, Stone. Careful.
I don't usually complain too much about it, but I will at least point it out when people ask me about it.
He's close right.
Ooh. But then I think the problem's probably... I mean, it depends on the person. Some people complain about it a lot more as well. I understand that the game that I'm playing is not necessarily built for the input. Like, it's on me to not to switch if I wanted to switch. But then when you see like it's just not human to track, especially like the position changes that happen, to track that with just human input is like impossible. Whereas if it's assisted, or like it's at least it's extremely skillful to pull it off, you know what I mean? But then to have it just like tracking is just not even part of the game, where it just tracks for you, is where people are like, okay, come on. And then I think that's also just why like a lot of the top M&K players in the world, they don't actually play COD at all, because it's just not, it's not a game for them, you know? I still play it because like I'm not a top player. I'm okay. But I enjoy COD more so than like the competitive side, because I don't play like ranked on games either. You know what I mean?
Enemy crossfire incoming.
If the advantage is in the game, you might as well use it. 100%. Ooh. Almost hit the jump fly on that guy. This is my first time sniping, so I don't know what's doable yet. I think I have to be fairly scoped in for it to be accurate, but then once... Obviously, if I'm fully scoped, it's 100% accurate, but I think the key with COD is more so like quick scoping. Because like I play Battlefield and you can't quick scope. Because if you shoot somebody in sub 100 meters or whatever, it does less damage. You get penalized for shooting people close range. It's just a little different between each of the games. M&K is fun. Well, yeah, I mean, when I first started playing M&K, I used to be on controller, but then I started playing M&K and I fell in love with it. It's a lot of fun, like really seeing the improvement, and then the satisfaction of the kills is just so much more because it is your input that's doing it. It's all you when you hit a good shot. And it's hard, dude. Like when I was first playing M&K, I'm just like, how does anybody actually hit a shot? Because it just would go right, you know, goes right past him. How do you actually get on target and get the thing to hit? I would miss so many shots. I was like, I could not understand it. But Acolyte was one of the first guys that I played PUBG with too, and he gave me a bunch of good tips, and I learned a lot. I'm just playing and watching a lot of these players, which has been a bunch of fun too. But a lot of people who are even multi-input, they'll always switch to this, and even a lot of the pros that were playing on M&K switched over to controller too. Like, there's a reason that you see that, like, you know. Even on the COD multiplayer, like I don't think has there ever been an M&K player on COD multiplayer that's been pro. I mean, sure there have been pro, especially on Warzone, but on multiplayer, I'm not sure. There might be, but I gotta imagine it's like 99 or 90% controller. It's the same thing with Apex, though, right? Like, there was a point in Apex where it was better to be better to be a roller, and so all the pros switched inputs to roller, and then they made it so I think it's last time I checked, I think it's like 50-50, where like they made it better for M&K, but you want to kind of have one M&K and one roller player, so you kind of divvy it up based on the roles that they're playing and the chance of winning. They kind of made it more 50-50, like on purpose, but most games wouldn't want to do that. Ooh, see, I think I needed a little more ADS there. A little more. Yeah, Acolyte I watched a lot. I watched Shroud a lot. I watched Summit a lot. That helped me a lot with a lot of my PUBG skills. But the first game that I played M&K on was Battlefield, because I actually got a PC for editing videos. And then I was like, well, I'll try this out. And then I started playing. I was like, oh, dude, this is good. I get it. But also, like, I like to learn games and inputs. Like, even the driving sim rig that I got has been a lot of fun. But, like, I try to play with all the assists off and actually learn how to drive. That's been the most fun.
J'utilise un équipement technique. Je recharge.
Roller is just that's just a term that a lot of Apex people use it, but it's just it just means controller player is a roller. In that game, like the input when you're talking about like the highest level of like play, you notice every single difference. And you min-max, you optimize, you play to win a lot of money a lot of times. And so then that's where, you know, the people who play the most figure a lot of this stuff out.
Scare me. I'm here for it.
Oh, bad frag. Oh, he stopped running. If he kept walking there, I got him. I gave my position away too early, started looking around.
Come on, bro.
I might be able to put an attachment on my gun now. I still don't have any attachments on this thing. I don't know if we unlocked anything in this game. Yeah, M&K is just mouse and keyboard, exactly, yeah. I think what a lot of people forget is a joystick aim assist is almost required. Yeah, and maybe, but there's other games that do it in a more balanced way. Like intentionally. But and I don't think that's what COD should even do, because the game's not meant for M&K players. Like they've never designed it that way. Oh, that was a nasty one. But there's a lot of people who are really good on controller as well, even without aim assist. Like, you'd be surprised how good some people can be with a stick. Or even if it was like minor aim assist. Like a lot of the top players, I think at least, maybe you'd have to ask them, but I think a lot of the really top players would rather there be less aim assist so they could really show how much better than they are than everybody else. If you were really good on the controller, like that is a skill gap. By actually having there be more skill, now you can take advantage of that skill gap. But my point is that if you make it really easy so anybody can just pick it up and start getting some kills, even if they suck, then that
Shouldn't
becomes
handler.
more enjoyable for like the general
Yeah.
population and can bring more players into a game. You know what I mean? So I would
my class
imagine
did
at
not
least
save
that the
'cause
people
I
who are
was in
really
the
good at
firing
controller
range.
would be
Dude, I
like,
hate that bug.
yo, we should turn down the aim assist
Yep.
so that way I could show you guys how good I really am at this thing. You know what I mean? But for an average person to just hop on and play the game, yeah, you're right. They do need aim assist. And it is hard to control the stick. Just like it's really hard to control a mouse. But I think it's a lot different to have aim assist on a mouse because
Does it count as lever action? I don't
you
know.
want
I
the
don't know
raw
if the bug
input.
guns-
When it starts pulling a different direction than
Does it ever have
when
to
you
be,
have
like,
the
below
precision,
where you
it
pull back
feels
from?
weird. And I'm sure some people feel that same way. Like if you're aiming at something on the stick, and then you're aiming at
Say
one
again,
thing,
sorry,
but
how
the
does that?
aim just pulls a different direction.
sorry,
That
sounds
probably
good.
feels weird too.
Gun stuff. I
But if
don't
all
know.
the shots hit, then you're not
Canadian.
going to complain about it. For the most
Basic
part.
Guys,
Canadian.
ask.